handcrafted cards. I'm gonna go live and make some greeting cards with these little sheeps from an LDRS Creative Stamp set called Thank Ewe. So I have made a couple already. Let me show them to you. I'm just using some scraps to make up my cards. I was going to see if I could get the comments up here. I'm looking for my channel so I can get the, there we go. I'm going to look for my channel. Just 1 second here if anyone's watching. Gonna make sure that you can hear me. So here are a few stamps, a few cards that I've already made with the stamp set, and I added in a stamp sentiment on a couple of cards from another set here. Here's another couple. So these are the cards that I've already made. I'm going to continue making a couple cards here. So I've got some more scrap. These are all scrappy cards, and I'm using some sketches from... Hi, Lori. I'm using some sketches from Operation Right Home to create my little scrappy cards. So I have some scraps here that I just pulled out of my fall themed bin. Can you hear me okay, Lori? I hope so. I haven't been able to find my channel on my iPad here to get the chat pulled up so I can see it. So I'm just looking through my phone. So I've got a couple of different sizes of scraps. I have a couple of more stamps that I've already stamped and colored. I've got some of the sheep, a fence, and some of the trees. And I colored them to look like they were having changing fall. Yep, okay, you can hear me great. Okay, so hopefully I'll be able to find the chat so I don't have to look at it through the phone here. But let's see, I'm going to go ahead and create some more cards here. So I've got some card bases out. Let me find another sketch here in my Operation Right Home book. Oh, maybe this sketch would be cute here. That's a sketch number 82 from Operation Right Home. This one right here. Let me try that one out. So I've got, let me make 2 of those cards because I've got quite a few scraps. So I need a couple pieces that are 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So let me cut these. Got my trimmer off to the side here. That was 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And this paper is already 4 1/2. So let me try that. I've got another couple of colors here. Oh, I got a lot. This paper is so thin. Oh, this is very nice. I like that. So I'm going to use that color right there. And let me find a coordinating color for this. Hi, Jill. Looks like y'all had fun with some other crafters from Craft Roulette. I saw your post. I'm just creating some scrappy cards with some sheep on them. So these are the ones that I've already created, the off channel. I decided, oh, let me go live and show what I'm doing here. So I'm going to use Operation Right Home sketch number 82 to create this card. So this is kind of what it looks like. Let me get some glue to glue this up. Oh, you're on your way home? That sounds, looks like you had a lot of fun. I'm kind of jealous. So just offset that a bit. And I'm going to offset this one in the other direction. A little bit. On this one, I'm going to use this background paper behind it. I think that would look nice. So I'm cutting it to 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to glue that down. So I thought I would make these cards because tomorrow is a sheep run in our town. So what happens during the sheep run, they actually run the sheep through town. Hi, Sheila. So they bring the sheep down from the high country and they run them through the town. They have some sheep herders and they take them through the town down into the lower country to so they have better feeding grounds over the winter time. In the high country, in the summertime, it's cooler up there. And then they have a lot more feeding options. So they're bringing the sheep through town. And our farmer's market is in the path of the sheep run. So they'll probably already be through that area when I go to set up my booth tomorrow. They will already have the sheep in the downtown area. And then they have kind of a fall festival downtown, along with people can stand by the side of the road and watch them bring the sheep through town, through the middle of town. It's so fun. I wish I could be over there, but I'm going to be at the farmer's market and I'll be able to hear about it and see it there. So I had this other piece of paper already cut for another item, but I might. So let me see here what I want to do. I was creating little scenes on the other cards that I made. Yes, Jill, it would be fun. So I kind of have a little scene where it looks like the sheep is jumping and then he's turning back to look around. Same here. On this one, he's going to jump over the fence. This one is kind of just looking away from the fence. I've got this one here. It's got some clouds that I had already die cut in I had them off in a tray. So I thought, oh, this is a good use for them. This one is by itself, and this one has a little grassy scene under it. The stamp set from LDRS Creative already includes that little grassy kind of hill, basically. Tell John I said hi. Looks like y'all had a real lot of fun. So, and this sentiment set's wishing you every happiness. You're very sheepiated, so grateful to Ewe. When I count my blessings, I count Ewe twice, and thank you. So, yeah, thank you, and it has a coordinating die set. If I can find it on LDRS Creative or another website, I'll link it below. I had got this during a clearance sale, I think. But so on these other cards, it was kind of like a scene. So I think I still have a couple of trees and a fence here. So let me do the same on this here. Let me stamp my little grassy scene. I think I already have it. I already have it on a block. So let me stamp my grass and color it really quickly. It'll just take a second. So I'm going to get my Memento black ink out here and just create a little grassy knoll, basically. There we go. And this is very, very, very easy to color. So I'm going to clean my stamp set. Put that away. And then that's going to go on there. And then on my card. And then I'll have a sheep and a tree and the fence. So I think that'll be real cute. And maybe the one, I've got several of these more jumping, so I might use that. I think that's really cute. Let me get out to, let me color this up a little bit, blend some blue into the background. I have my blending brushes right here. Let me get out a blue brush. There we go. So I have a piece of scratch paper. It's well loved, but I can get some blue on the edge here. I'm going to use a sky color from Stamps of Life. And just get some color into that background there. Give it some, make it look like it is actually the sky and not so stark white. There we go. And then I'll color this real quick. It just take a second. I've already got some markers out from my Spectrum Noir markers. And let me color, let's see. When I color with these, I like to have a little something behind it just so I'm not bleeding all over my craft mat. So I'm going to put a lot of dark in here and then come back and do some of the lighter color. It's very messy, but it'll dry back a little bit and you won't be able to see all those lines. So let me get the lighter color. And blend into that. Try to go around these flowers easily. There we go. If I wasn't doing this live, I would take a lot more time and care with it, of course, but I'll come in with another color green and get those leaves so they're not, they kind of stand out from the grass. Let me blend in some here. And go over these patches of grass in the middle with the darkest color. There we go. And then I have, this is a dull green. I'm going to go with the lightest color for the leaves. There we go. And then this color is Coral Shades. So I'm going to color the flower itself, the dark, because it is fall and we've got wildflowers around and we want to have something dark for fall. And then I'll come back in with the lightest of the coral and do the center of the flower. There we go. So that's my little scene. And let me glue that onto the background here. So tonight I'm headed to a football game for my nephew. He's a senior this year, so I'm real excited to go see him play. I haven't seen him play yet this year, but the team is doing very well. So put that there. And then I will come back in with one of my, I had the idea of putting that there with the fence and then the sheep kind of leaping out that way. So I'm going to pop him up and the fence, I think, but I'm going to glue the tree down. We already have a lot of layers going on with this, so let me put that down there. Oh, let me glue this down and I will only pop up the sheep. So I'm going to put that right there and get some foam tape here. So I have a big roll of 3M mounting tape that I use. So I'm just going to cut some little pieces off of this. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out a kind of a schedule of when I want to try to go to live. I was thinking Tuesdays, but this coming Tuesday I have to work, so that won't work. But in the future, hopefully it won't. Tuesdays and Fridays will be my day off after things get settled out at work. It's very busy right now. So I'm going to pop that up. I'm going to save this extra bit of foam tape back on the edge of my roll. So the next time I come to use it, I can use that bit of foam tape again. Yeah, isn't that neat? Angling those pieces. So I'm going to put him up, and he's going to be he's leapt over this fence, and now he's kind of leaping back this way. Let me toss this out. So I'm going to put the lid on this glue so it doesn't get gummed up. And let me find a sentiment. So I've already used the wishing every happiness, and you're very sheepiated. I have a lot of thank you cards, but what I really do need still is birthday cards. So I'm going back to my stamp sets from Stamps of Life because I just have them all in one place. And try to find one that will fit. Got quite a few here. Let's see. I want to find something small, kind of just to put in underneath, down here maybe. Oh, that's very nice. I like that. Let's Party. So I'm going to stamp Let's Party down here in the corner. Let me see. I haven't used it before, I don't think. Yeah, it looks like they're jumping out of the inside of the card, doesn't it? I'm going to get Let's Party. I'm going to stamp it in some black right here. I'm pressing very firmly, but not rocking my acrylic block. There we go. So let me clean my stamp set off. So that one says Let's Party. Yeah, I like it. So let me make the other card here. I'm going to do something similar. Let's see, I have some shapes. Let me see if I have a shape that will work. Hi, Kristen. Have you recovered from the cruise, Kristen, that we went on? So I'm just going to search through here, see if I can find something small. Might use that. Let me see what else I have. Those are all kind of big die cuts. Not yet, but you made it home. That's a good thing. I'm glad you made it home. What a drive, huh? So these are all pink. I won't use that. Some sand colors. Let's look at some of these circles and see if I can use one of these. These are Christmas kind of things from a project I was doing last year. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's paper that's got some leaves and other things in it. I think that's cute. And I don't really know what else I would use that for other than this. Let's see. I think I'm going to put that on with some. I got some ATG tape on the back of that just because it's real thin paper. I don't know if I want to put glue under it, but I don't want to use that. It's too stark. But I think this kind of looks neat with it's got some glitter in it. Someone had made it and given it to me, and so that kind of looks cute. So I'm going to put a tree and cap that. I'm going to put a tree here in the corner and then put my fence on. So when I was stamping and coloring these on my lunch hour earlier, I just took a whole sheet of paper and stamped I don't know, 4 of each type of sheep. So these are the 3 different sheep here. A front-facing one, a side-facing, and then the one that's jumping. I did 4 of each, and then I did a whole bunch of fence, and then I did a whole bunch of the trees. So that's how I'm able to get quite a few cards from just a little bit of effort here. So I'm going to get some more foam tape and pop him up. Get my scissors. We don't need very much. He's kind of a small guy. So I'm going to put the foam tape on. So I'm real excited about Craft Roulette, but I'll probably have to watch it on replay after I get home from the game. So I don't know exactly what time I'll be back. I wonder what kind of parameters we'll see tonight. Kristen, do you watch Craft Roulette? I know several of the other people on here do. So I'm going to pop him up like he's, again, jumping over that fence. So I'm going to put my 2 boxes of shapes, squares, and circles aside because I'm done with that probably. And let's find another birthday sentiment. Let's see, I have some bits of paper that I had offcuts from other things. Let me stamp something on it. Yes, Chelsea, I think it'll be real fun on the channel. So I'm going to find another birthday sentiment. Birthday wishes all year long. That looks fun. And it will fit on my little scrap of paper here. So I've been using this Stamps of Life sunset color for all of these because there's so much orange happening in my set. Let me take this off and put it, I'm going to put that to the side for a second. Get this block. And I'm going to stamp that right there. Well, if you ever want to watch Craft Roulette, Kristen, it's on Friday nights at 6 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Mountain for me. And then it actually starts about 5:20 and Mountain time. But it's real fun. Every week there's a new guest along with the host, Mary Gunn. And there's different parameters that are chosen to make a card with. Project, element, colors, and random. And I've been doing process videos on my channel here for several months now, since March. And I have a lot of fun with it. And there's probably, I don't know, 400 or so people submitting electronically their cards every week. So yeah, it's a real good time. And you can always watch it on replay. So I'm going to cut that with my scissors. That did not trim very straight. Just get a little bit right there. That's better. Okay, let me toss this out. Okay. So I think that I'm going to line it up with the top of this one here, I think. Just because there's so much other things happening that's wonky. Yeah, great. Kristen, I'm glad you subscribed. So I'm going to put that flush at the top, or straight, so there's a little border at the top, but that is very cute. Okay, I have 2 more sheep and 1 more tree that I've already got colored, and I think, let me find a Operation Right Home sketch for that. This turned out so cute. I love that paper behind it. Oh my gosh. I'm glad I finally found a use for that. Put that on there so I don't lose it. Let's find another sketch here. So I have all my sketches in one binder. I've got Kinder's Card Challenges, Bourbon Creek Crafts, sheet load of cards from Call Me Crafty Owl. I have some Just Cards sketch sets as well, and then Operation Right Home, and a few in the back that are kind of random. Some one sheet wonder type things. So just find another sketch that kind of appeals to me and might work with my little sheep. This is kind of nice. It's got a couple of little strips on it. Go back to the beginning here. I did this one already, kind of, so I don't want to choose that one. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to try number 33 because I like the little paper coming from both ends. Let me try that. So I've got a card base, and I'm going to put, let's see. I need 2 pieces that are 1 3/4 by 4 3/4. So let me come into this and this. These 2 patterns are pretty. Let me measure that. That's not tall enough, however. I like that. Maybe this isn't the right sketch. I've got all short pieces and this. Oh, let me try this. Remember this from my craft roulette video? Y'all might have seen it a couple weeks ago. So I might try that. If I do it horizontally, I could have these butterflies in it. That would be really cute. 1 3/4. 1 3/4. And then, of course, I dropped it. So let me scooch down on the floor and pick that up. So I'm going to cut the other end of this off. And 4 3/4. Okay. So I'm going to come from this side. I want to use this as the background. So let me trim this down to 5 1/2. It's already just about 4 inches. Let me just cut a sliver off. And I think my card base is a little bit crooked here. Let me straighten that up. Okay. So I'm going to glue this down. Right here. And I'm going to shorten that. I don't know if my sheep are actually going to go with this unless I turn it over, but I do like the butterflies. I want to use it. Okay, bye, Jill. Have a safe trip home the rest of the way. We'll see you later. I'm going to save that card base for another time. Let me find a real quick another sketch here. I'm going to use this piece of pattern paper with sketch number 37 from Operation Right Home. so that I can finish up with my sheep. I'm going to save this and put a sentiment on it for another card. So let me cut this down to 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. I'm going to make 2 of them. 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. I'm going to make 2 because I have a few more card bases left here. And then I need a piece that's 2.5 by 5. So let me cut that out of this large piece. 2.5 by 5. That one's a little slimmer, but that's okay. Let me find some cardstock to go on as a background for it. I have some kind of a pattern paper, but on the back side it's this olive green color, and there's some olive green in this leaf, and I think it'll go okay on this one too. So let me cut a card mat for these. I'm going to cut it to 5 1/2. So it fills the entire card, and 4 1/4. Put that there. And one more, 4 1/4. Okay. So this is what my card's looking like here. Let me glue all this together real quick. This paper here that I'm gluing right now, it came from a pattern paper pad, and I have had it in my stash for a long time. So I thought, oh, why not just use the back side as the pattern paper or the solid cardstock and get it used up. So let me trim the side off of that real quick. Get rid of that white. There we go. So that's going to glue there and there. Glue this one down. I'm going to trim this edge here just to clean that up a little bit. Okay. So let me glue these down. It's nice to use up some scraps for scrappy cards occasionally, but I do like cutting into collections and also creating sheet-load cards like Call Me Crafty Al too. I like it all and just have fun with card making. So I appreciate you all watching. So this kind of looks like the fallen leaves on the ground. Here. Let me get those circles out again and see what other color circles or shapes I have in here, just to see if I can offset that some way. That might look nice there. Those were all Christmas colors. You don't use sketches too much, Lori? Thank you for watching and enjoying it though with me. Yeah, I love using sketches because otherwise I'd probably tend to make the same card all the time if I didn't have a sketch to use. So I don't think I have anything here that will fit. Let me just put all this back. And I am going to use this because I do like it. Let me put this down. that. And then this guy. That sketch had a large square right here. Let me see if I can find us. Oh, you know what? I have this other leftovers from a craft kit. These were the cutouts from a wreath. So this brown paper is nice though. Let me find a piece of white. It's too big. Let me get another piece of white. Let me get a piece of white scrap here. I use a Stamps of Life folder just to keep my white scraps in, and I have a separate one for black. So find something that will work. Even this cream color will be a nice little offset from that brown, not so stark. So let me measure this. It's 2 1/4 by almost 3. So let me cut this down here. I said 2 1/4. So let me just shave a little bit more off of that. This one is not quite 3 inches, so here we go. That's neat. I'm going to get my crocodile or my wheat corner chomper, and I'm going to cut the corners off of the opposite pieces, ends, just to give it a little bit of interest there. Okay, I got glue everywhere. So I'm going to glue this down here. I don't want to cover up all that green because that's what ties in the olive here. So I'm going to put this up here. And I think I've used up all of my little fence, but I could stamp the fence right down onto the cream. Let me do that real quick. I want to put that fence in here. Get some brown. Let me see. I've got some twig ink from Stamps of Life. I'm going to stamp that right there. And then I'm going to put my tree in. And I'm going to pop him up a little bit. Yeah, I use those. I love using those folders for my scrap paper storage. I just have the white and the black in there. I have other storage options or ideas for my other scraps, but I was using them when I very first started. I had all my colors separated into those. And I go into the white and black quite often, but I found myself not using the other colors as much. But so I have another option for those, and that's to use little 4x6 photo boxes for my colored scraps, and I go into this much more often. I did a video a couple months ago about how I did that. You can find that on my channel. I think it was June or July when I did that. So let me find a sentiment. Let's see here. I'm going to look back at my sentiments. Take this off. I don't know if I cleaned that. Probably not. I'm going to use this one that says birthday wishes and with hugs and kisses on one of them. And then on the other one, I'm going to say, let's see. Let's see. I think I'm going to say happy, happy birthday on this other one. Oh, that says, sorry, I missed your birthday. There's happy, happy birthday. So I have some little strips. I think that won't fit there. Let me find this one will fit right there. And this one will fit on here. Use up my little scraps so I don't have to put them away in my box. Okay. So I'm going to set this to the side and stamp here. Gonna put this one away. Let me get my sunset back out. I've been enjoying that color. And put my fence away. There's that one. Clean this off. And one more sentiment. Try to get it somewhat straight. There we go. And I'll clean that off. And then that one goes here. Okay, let me trim. I'm going to put a flag on this end here. Trim it a bit more. And I'm going to trim this up. Get my trimmer out, my baby trimmer. Okay. I'm going to use this bit of paper here just to create a little shadow. Okay, bye, Lori. Nice seeing you. Thanks for stopping by. And then here, I'm going to just glue this down right there. Let's see. Yes, I'm going to glue it down. There. And then let me get out some embellishments and finish off these cards. I have a box of embellishments from Stamps of Life and some other places. So I'm going to put some gems on some of these. Not everyone, because some of my customers at the farmer's market, they're always concerned about, will this go in the mail? Do I need to put extra postage? And if I have some options for them without anything raised, they always appreciate that. So put 2 there. I think I'll leave this one empty. Let me get my other cards back out. These were the ones I created before. Okay. I think these are some old, close to my heart gems. Let me look here and see if I have some other orange ones that are semi-flat. I had these sorted by color at one point, and then I've got them all mixed up. Okay, here's some pretties. Hi, Kalinda. We're just about finishing up here. I've made some cards. I'm going to run through them so you'll be able to see them as I put some gems on them. One more right there. I think I'll leave that one flat. And this one, oh, it's got something on it. So let me leave this one flat and I'll pop something up over here. Let me try a different color. I've got some stars and some green. I'm going to save that out and see if I can use it on something. Those are big. I like the little gems. Do you all use gems? The epoxy dots? I like the little ones. That's why I always have all these others left over and all the little ones are gone. Here's some clear ones. Okay. There. And this was stamps that came in the stamp Thank Ewe for, it was right here. So I used that for a little embellishment. That was cute. Put that away. Okay. This has something popped up. Let me put some clear gems on it. And I think this has enough going on with it. Let me put something on here. Find a different one. Put these away. Hi, Jay. I'm just finishing up some cards that I'm making. I told everybody else about the sheep run that happens through our town where they actually bring sheep down from the high country down into the lower elevations. So I'm making some sheep themed cards using a stamp set from LDRS Creative. So, oh, here's some pretty gems here too. I think I'll use those. Yep. So tomorrow is the sheep run, and it goes right by the farmer's market where I'm set up. So people will be able to stop by the sheep run and then come back and see the farmer's market. So let me get a couple of these gems. And you know what? Let me get a flat surface. I colored the inside of these flowers, but these little gems are so tiny. I think I can get it there. Let me get some tweezers. Tweezers? Yes. I've got ink all over my fingers, pardon me. Okay, I need one of those pickup tools. I have one. I can push it around. Oh yeah, this is perfect. Itty bitty. What do you think? Yeah, if only cats would get a job, right? I have a 19-year-old cat and a 13-year-old cat who I'm supporting. Okay, so let me put that away. Put my glue away. I didn't use those gems. Put them away. Let me clean up a little. Then I'll show you all the cards. So I have a card base for later I need to do something with. I might find another big butterfly to put on it. And these are my other cards that I've created. Let me run through them for you. So this was the stamp set that I used from LDRS Creative. And it had the 3 sheeps, the tree, the fence. I didn't use the moon. I used a variety of these sentiments, but then I also used a bunch of sentiments from Stamps of Life so I could get some birthday themed cards. And that stamp set from LDRS did have the coordinating die. So here's the cards that I had made. Just a variety of sentiments. Birthday, thank you, a congrats card wishing happiness. Kind of have a little scene going on with some fall themed colors. What do you think? I think they turned out so cute, and I love the ones with the scenes on them. I think I'm going to color this fence in real quick, and then we'll be finished up. Get that colored in. These stamps are so easy to color, these sets. Coloring in really quickly. Thank you, Kristen. Put that back on. Here we go. The light color for the fence rails. The other ones I colored up, I used the mid color of this Spectrum Noir to color the fence rails, and then the lighter color on the bracing. But so this one's opposite. So yeah, thank you, Jay. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I had a fun time putting all these together. I've made a complete mess in my craft room, which I need to clean up so I can make dinner. And then I'm going to the football game, and tomorrow is the sheep run. So I hope that people at the farmer's market will appreciate all of my sheep themed cards. And if not, we'll save them for another day, and I'm sure they'll appreciate them later on. So hi, Justine. Thank you for coming by. I'm just finishing up. You'll be able to watch the replay if you want to watch and play along. So, yep, there's all my cards, and I can't really pick out a favorite. I love the ones with the jumping sheep. Those are fun, and the ones with the scene are really cute too. So thanks for stopping by, everyone. I appreciate you, and come see me the next time I have a crafty video or the next time I go live. We'll see you soon. Bye.